legal proceedings. But the Commission also found dozens of undocumented migrants.
Indeed, there were 7 South African nationals when we went on the mission to visit the prison. But now we have, in our continuous monitoring, we realize that there are now more. That is in the Harare remand prisons. There are now 11 in the male prison. And then we also discovered that, in the female remand prison, there are 3 more South Africans.
Some have been jailed for criminal offences, but the majority are there for violating immigration laws.
But we have since discovered that of the men who are in the remand prison, 3 South African nationals are facing charges of conspiracy to commit armed robbery. Female prison in Harare, one of them apparently has been convicted on the charge of the Dangerous Drugs Act, and she has been sentenced to 10 years imprisonment.
Human rights lawyers are calling for the swift implementation of all the Commission's findings.
We need to have a resolution to it, not just have findings, but have at least remedial actions to such things being found within our prisons, within our police holding cells, that they be corrected.
Zimbabwean prisons can hold 17,000 prisoners, but the population often exceeds this capacity.
A storm is brewing between South Africa and Zimbabwe, and it's about to explode. In a shocking turn of events, 14 South Africans have been arrested in Zimbabwe for allegedly entering the country illegally, with reports that some even have pending criminal charges back home. But here's the twist that's fueling outrage. While these South Africans sit in Zimbabwean jails, thousands of undocumented Zimbabweans continue to live and work freely in South Africa without facing the same harsh treatment. The double standard is impossible to ignore, and South African citizens are furious. Why are their countrymen being locked up while Zimbabweans cross into South Africa with little consequence? Is this a fair border policy, or a one-sided war? In this explosive report, Smithy digs deep into the growing anger, exposes the legal hypocrisy, and brings you emotional testimonies from the families of those arrested. Their stories will shock you. South Africans are demanding answers. Why are we being targeted when our government does nothing about illegal Zimbabweans here? One protester shouted outside the Zimbabwean embassy. Others accuse Zimbabwe of using these arrests as a political weapon, retaliating against South Africa's perceived leniency. Meanwhile, Zimbabwean officials insist they are just enforcing the law, but critics say if that's true, why aren't they cracking down on their own citizens abroad with the same energy? The tension isn't just about border control, it's about justice. Families of the detained South Africans say their loved ones were unfairly targeted, with some even claiming they had valid travel documents that were ignored. They treated my brother like a criminal just for visiting, one sister cried. But every day, Zimbabweans cross into South Africa, work illegally, and nothing happens to them. This isn't just a legal issue, it's a powder keg waiting to blow. With emotions running high on both sides, there are fears this could spark wider conflict between the two nations. Will South Africa retaliate with mass deportations? Will Zimbabwe double down on its arrests? Or is there a hidden agenda behind this sudden crackdown? One thing is clear, the people want answers, and they are not getting them from the mainstream media. That's why Zimbabwe Uncensored is bringing you the uncensored truth. We've spoken to insiders, analyzed the laws, and uncovered what really happens at the border. What we found will leave you questioning everything. If you care about fairness, justice, and the future of Southern Africa, you cannot miss this report. The situation is escalating by the day, and when it finally explodes, you'll want to be informed. Don't wait, smash that subscribe button and turn on notifications now. This is more than just a news story, it's a fight for what's right. And Zimbabwe Uncensored will be here to expose every twist and turn.